Hey there, this is Matthew from ABC Power Tools, and today I'm going to be showing you how to adjust your chain tension on your Stihl chainsaw. So I have two units here. There's the MS-182 as well as the MS-250C. Okay, so before I get into this, pretty much most chainsaws on the market are I'm gonna be showing you Stihls today, but most chainsaws on the market are gonna have a very similar system for how to tension the bar and chain. And I have two here because Stihl has two main systems for how this actually works. So any of the MS 250C, whenever you hear a C on it, that stands for comfort. So you're going to have extra features like this toolless chain tensioner system where I'm able to open this all up and adjust the bar and chain tension without the use of a tool. The standard setup is like this with a bar nut, and you have this cover, and then you have your chain tensioner screw right in there. You'll sometimes also find it somewhere along here on other models as well, but generally it's going to be really easy to see. Okay, so we'll get into it now. I'll do the standard setup first because it's a little bit more involved, and then the toolless chain tensioner system after. So I'm just going to start by taking the bar nut off. And I'm actually just going to take this cover completely off here just so you can visualize what's actually going on. So cover comes off. This is our chain tensioner screw right here. And if I need to take the bar and chain off, all I'm going to be doing here, I'm going to probably loosen it, and then I can just take the bar off, and it's going to come off the sprocket here as well. I can change the bar and chain that way. However, to adjust the chain tension, so if you need to change a chain, that you would have to actually take this off. But just to adjust the tension, you don't actually have to take this cover off, but you do want to loosen it. And the reason why you want to loosen it is because what's actually happening underneath this cover is that chain tensioner screw is pushing the chain further forwards or backwards depending on which way you're turning it. And if this cover is locked down in place, the bar isn't actually going to be able to move. Okay, so right now this chain is tensioned properly, but I can loosen it just like this, and you'll see it'll hang off like this. Now, the best strategy to do this is to tighten it up until the bottom half of the chain becomes flush with the bar, just like that. But you still want to be able to lift it off the bar slightly, just like this, quite easily. Okay, but it shouldn't be hanging off the bottom. So this is pretty good here. The next step is to now tighten down the bar nuts again. And then I always want to do another check at the end. So I check again because sometimes what can happen is if the bar slightly moves while you tighten this down, it can actually change the tension of the chain. So you always want to check again once you tighten this down and make sure that it's good. And if you have to, you can re-loosen it and readjust it to adjust it properly. So this is good like this. And then I always take the chain brake off as well and just make sure that it actually turns and then it's not hanging off the bottom once I move the chain along. Okay, so chain brake back on. I'll put the scabbard on for this one. That's the standard procedure for how to tighten the bar and chain down on your Stihl chainsaw. Now for any C models, we don't actually need the tool. Okay, so very simple. All I do here, I'm just going to pop this up and then I unscrew it by hand. And now I'm going to actually be able to adjust the chain tension. But what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take this off as well, just so you can visualize what's actually happening. We have this big gear right here. This is what's going to move the bar forwards or backwards. And if I need to change the bar and chain, I can take this off here as well, and I can change the chain. I can adjust the tension just like this as well. But like I was saying with the other saw, is you don't actually have to take it off if you're just adjusting the tension. All right, so at this point here, our cover is loosely put on. It's very loose, obviously. Now I can use our tensioner knob here to tighten it up, and I'm using the same strategy. I'm going to tighten it up until it's flush with the bottom of the bar. Test to make sure I can still lift it off, and this is why you test it, because you can see now it's loose again. So I'm going to tighten it up a bit more. Okay, I can lift it off the bar. It's still moving a little bit on the bottom, so I'm going to tighten up a bit more. Okay, now it's able to be lifted off the bar, but it's not moving on the bottom. So this is good. Tighten up the cover now, snap it down, and then one final check here as well. Chain's able to be lifted off, not hanging off the bottom. That's also good. I usually, again, take the chain brake off, move the chain a little bit, make sure it's not hanging off the bottom now. I'm still able to lift it off. Actually, now you can see it actually is a little bit loose. So this is a good example. I'm just going to loosen this a little bit and slightly tension it a little bit more, just like so. You can see how easy this really is to adjust the tension, how quick it is. Just like that. I'm going to move it one more time. Now it's not hanging off the bottom. That's perfect. Okay, we're nice and tightened down here. Scabbard goes back on. And that is how you tension your Stihl chainsaw. And also change the bar and chain if you need. So thanks for watching. Subscribe and like our videos to see the next one. And let us know in the comments to let us know which video you want to see next. Thanks for watching.